Welcome to Smartland Kenya YouTube channel. Please don't forget to subscribe. Today we are going to discuss the school-based assessment grade 7 2025, and without further ado, let's go straight to the first question. So the first question says, Olive wants to be an electrical engineer. When she grows up, which components of integrated science should Olive be more interested in? So there are three components of integrated science. We have physics. That's a little bit, let me reduce the thickness. We have chemistry. Then we have biology. So biology deals with living things. Chemistry deals with chemicals, properties, and their composition, and physics deals with the study of matter in relation to energy. So for Olive to become an electrical engineering, her interest should be in physics. As a component of integrated science. The next question. During a science experiment in the laboratory, Alana got a burn on the hand. Describe the first aid that should have been given to the learner. So in case of a burn, the first aid procedure is wash the area with cold water. After that, apply an ointment. Is a good lotion or any ointment that does not irritate the body. Then last but not least, leave the area open. So in case of a burn, the area should always be open. Those are the first aid procedures. When they say describe, your answer should always be short but on point and should be procedural. The next question. A group of learners carried out an experiment in the laboratory to investigate what happens to ice when it's heated for some time. So when ice is heated, it melts. So name 2 science skills the learners used to develop to make the correct conclusion. So science skills in any experiment should never miss manipulation skills. Or you can say manipulation skills. This is the first skills they develop. This is how to handle apparatus skillfully. Then on top of that, of course, you have to observe. So we have observation skills. So any experiment should never miss these 2 skills. Of course, we have other skills like conclusion skills, communication skills, among many more others. So question 3. The diagram below represents a laboratory apparatus used by learners to carry out investigation. So this apparatus, the way you see it there, it is a microscope. The apparatus is a microscope, and part A is one part of the objective. It's the objective lens. Part B, of course, is the diaphragm. Is it the diaphragm or the condenser? Yeah, it's supposed to be the condenser. So we'll continue. Name the part labeled A. The part labeled A, of course, as we have said, is the objective length. What's the function of the part labeled B? The contents are concentrates or regulates amount of light entering the stage. Concentrates or regulates amount of light entering the stage. Part B. The diagram below was drawn by learners during a lesson on classifying types of mixtures. So as you can see, this mixture has two layers, so automatically the mixture becomes heterogeneous, because heterogeneous mixtures is a type of mixture that forms two or more layers, heterogeneous. So identify the type of mixture. So it is heterogeneous mixture, or we can just say an uniform mixture. It forms more than one layer. The next question: describe how the liquids can be separated. So these two liquids can be separated by either decantation or using a separating funnel, because they are immiscible liquids. So you can just say decant liquid C into another container, leaving liquid D. Decant liquid C into another container, leaving liquid D. Or rather, you can just say, using a separating funnel, remove liquid D from it, leaving liquid C. It depends. You can use either decantation or use of a separation funnel. So marks are awarded on decantation. And where are you leaving liquid D? This is where marks are awarded. So grade 7 learners were provided the following materials and apparatus. So they were provided with flower petals, a mortar and a pestle, beaker, propanol, and filter paper with a funnel. Describe how the learner could have used the materials and apparatus to prepare an acid-base indicators. So to prepare a flower extract acid-base indicator, first of all, you have to crush the flower. You crush using mortar and a pestle. After crushing, you filter into a beaker, the mixture into a beaker. Of course, while crushing, you need to add propanol as a solvent, and it's ready for use. So the first step, you say, crush the flower petals. Crush the flower petals using mortar and pestle. Of course, using mortar and pestle. You crush using mortar and pestle. From there, add propanol while crushing. Add propanol, which is our solvent, propanol. Add propanol while crushing Add propanol while crushing. Add propanol while crushing. From there, filter. So far we've used the mortar and pestle, flowers and propanol. So filter the mixture of crushed flowers and propanol using a filter paper with a funnel into the beaker. Filter the mixture of crushed flowers crushed flowers and propanol using the filter paper with the funnel, the filter paper with the funnel into the beaker, and your flower extracts ready for use. The most important thing is you touching all the 5 materials that you've been given. Flower petals, we've talked about it. Mortar and pestle, we've talked about them. Propanol, we've talked about them. Then filter paper and a funnel, we've talked about them. Then finally but not least, we've mentioned the beaker. Make sure you mention all the apparatus that you've been given to get your full marks. So another question, which is on reproduction. Learners observed an animation, which is basically a video of the process of implantation in human beings. Describe the process of implantation as observed in the animation. So is the attachment. Implantation is just a little. Implantation is the attachment. Of the zygote on the walls of the uterus. That's how you describe. Description questions don't want too much words, for sure. Don't be too wordy for nothing. But B, name the process that occurs just before implantation. So before implantation occurs, fertilization has to occur first. Fertilization, which occurs in the oviduct. So it's fertilization. So in a sequential way, we start with ovulation, fertilization, then finally implantation. Question 7, which is on the human skin. The diagram below represents a section of the human skin with part labeled E and F. Name the part labeled F. So the skin is divided into 3 layers. We have the epidermis, then F, which is the dermis, then the lower or last part is called the subcutaneous layer. Subcutaneous layer. These are the 3 layers of the skin. So name the part labeled F. Part labeled F is the dermis. It's a layer of the skin. Dermis. But we have other parts. We have that one as hair. We have E, which is the pore. We have the sweat duct. Then we have what we call the sweat glands. So state the function of E. The pore allows sweat to get outside of the body. Allows sweat to get out of the body. Out of the body. Remember, sweat is produced by the sweat gland and is transported out of the body through the sweat duct, but the pores, which are small openings on the skins, will always allow the sweat to get out of the body. Question 8, which is on the last strand. During a lesson on properties of magnets, Lana brought a bar magnet close to iron filings. The magnet attracted the iron filings as shown in the picture below. Identify the part of the magnet that attracted most of the iron filings. So when you put a magnet into iron filings, most iron filings are mostly attracted at the poles. So the part should be pole, or you can just say north or south pole, because they've not specified. It could be North Pole or it could be South Pole, but they are basically attracted at the poles. Give reason for your answer. Because poles have strong magnetic forces, stronger magnetic force than any other part of the magnet. Thank you. The next question, which is still on the last round, it says grade 7 learners used the diagram, used a simple electrical circuit in the picture below to identify materials that are non-conductors of electricity. The materials used were copper coins, metallic spoon, sisal, and plastic ruler. So copper coins and metallic spoon are good conductors of electricity, while sisal thread and plastic ruler are not good conductors of electricity. Of course, have a gap, light bulb wire, and dry cell. Identify two materials that will not make the bulb to light when connected to the bulb. So that is the sisal thread, which is a non-conductor, sisal thread, and another one is a plastic roller. Keyword is not. That's the keyword. The next question, which I believe is the last question, says the picture below shows a setup used by grade 7 learners to classify materials as magnetic and non-magnetic. We have aluminum foil, which is non-magnetic. We have steel nail. We have a magnet at the middle. We have a pencil and a safety pin. So identify the materials that cannot be attracted when brought close to a magnet. So we have pencil, cannot be attracted by a magnet, pencil. Then we have aluminium. So that marks the end of our lesson. This is School-Based Assessment Integrated Science, Grade 7, 2025. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.